Have you ever heard the story of a slave who became a princess of Israel? Join me as we dive into one of the most incredible and often overlooked stories in the Bible. Here's a surprising fact: a nameless captive girl, mentioned in just a single verse of scripture, played a decisive role in healing one of the most powerful military commanders of her time. She had no title, no power, and no freedom, yet her faith moved kings and completely altered the course of history. This isn't just the story of Naaman, the commander. This is the story of a girl the world forgot but God never did. The Bible introduces her so quietly. No name is recorded, no family history is given, no long speech is preserved for us to read. Yet, her courage echoes through the generations. She was a young Israelite girl, captured during a raid by the Syrian army. Imagine being torn from your homeland, separated from everyone you love, and forced into slavery in a foreign land. She became a servant in the household of Naaman, the commander of the armies of Aram. Naaman was a national hero. He was respected by kings and feared by his enemies. But behind all the glory, behind the shining armor and the battlefield victories, Naaman was carrying a secret that no battle could ever conquer. Naaman suffered from leprosy. The ancient world, leprosy wasn't just a disease, it was a sentence. It brought shame, isolation, and constant fear. Many people even believed it was a sign of divine judgment. So even though Naaman remained powerful, this disease was slowly consuming him. No physician could cure him. All his wealth couldn't save him. None of the gods of Aram could heal him. And within his own household, a young slave girl watched silently. Now, this girl had every reason to hate her captors. Her freedom had been stolen. Her people had been defeated. Her entire future had been erased. Yet, something extraordinary lived within her: an unshakable faith. She believed in the God of Israel, even while living in bondage. Day after day, she saw Naaman suffering. She saw his frustration and his fear. And one day, she decided to speak. She said to her mistress, "If only my master would go to the prophet in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy." Just one sentence. No bitterness, no demand, no fear. Speaking up as a slave was incredibly dangerous. Yet she chose faith over silence. Her words carried hope. And that hope spread like wildfire. Her message moved quickly from servant to mistress, from mistress to Naaman, and from Naaman all the way to the king of Aram. Letters were written. Gifts of silver and gold were prepared. A royal escort was assembled for the journey. All of this happened because a captive girl believed in the power of her God. When Naaman finally reached the prophet Elisha, he was expecting a grand ceremony and a show of honor. Instead, Elisha sent a messenger with a simple instruction: go and wash in the Jordan River 7 times. Naaman was furious. He expected a display of greatness, not simplicity. He wanted a show of power, not an act of humility. But once again, wise servants spoke up and encouraged him to listen. And this time, Naaman listened. He stepped into the Jordan River. Once, twice, 3 times. Nothing happened. 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Still no change. But on the 7th time, something miraculous happened. His skin was restored. It was clean, whole, and renewed like that of a child. The disease was gone. Yet, something even greater occurred that day. Naaman's heart was completely transformed. He declared, "Now I know that there is no God in all the earth except in Israel." The God of a slave girl had revealed himself to a mighty commander. So what became of the servant girl? The Bible doesn't record the rest of her story, but Jewish tradition and historical reflection paint a powerful picture. Naaman returned home a changed man, grateful, humbled, and devoted to the God of Israel. The girl who pointed him to healing was no longer invisible. She was honored, protected, and elevated. According to tradition, she eventually found her place within Israel's royal household, rising from a slave to a princess, living proof that God lifts the humble and exalts the faithful. This story teaches us a timeless truth. God does not need status to create impact. He doesn't require power to work miracles. He looks for faith. A nameless girl changed a nation. A captive influenced kings. A whisper of belief altered history. You might feel overlooked right now. You might feel trapped by circumstances you didn't choose. But God sees you, and your one act of courage, your one whisper of faith, can change everything. Faith, even when it feels like it's in chains, is never powerless. What do you think about the bravery of Naaman's servant girl? Would you have shown compassion to someone who had taken everything from you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more epic biblical and historical stories that reveal how God works through ordinary people in extraordinary ways. Thanks for watching.